Good noon mga ka-LunChat, kumusta mga trailblazers? Welcome to USCB's very own LunChat, a bi-monthly online program airing every second and fourth Wednesday of the month. LunChat highlights the 7-point agenda of the university, which is coined as dynamic. I am your host, PJ De La Peña from the Strategic Communication Office. Hello to our trailblazers from Asaan, Villanueva, Claveria, Cagayan de Oro, Balubal, Alubijid, Panaon, and Oroqueta. This is our last episode as we wrap up 2021. The chill is in and Christmas is just around the corner. Kay Disyembre naman mga ka-LunChat. Our yummy treat for today is a popular dessert in northern Mindanao. Binaki or steamed corn cake is made out of yellow corn, milk, butter, sugar, baking powder, and grated cheese. And if you are wondering anong gingalan siya o binaki, well, it comes from the word baki, which means sa Bisaya, frog, no? Baki. Kaya ang wrapper nga corn husk is folded in shape similar to a frog's leg. Mo nang ginatawag siya binaki. So you must try binaki. Naana diha kung paingon ka dito sa Bukidnon, diha sa Tugan, diha sa Impasugong, and if you are traveling diri sa Dapit, going to eastward, makita nimo diha sa Tagluan along the highway, daghang baligya diha nga binaki. Must try a dessert for everyone. Our episode today features one of the most important undertaking so far of the university. This is part of the 3 science and technology parks of the university. This is also where the main campus of USTP will soon rise. Of course, with me is our virtual co-host, Diana.
Hi, PJ. Hello, ka-LunChat.
And Diana, please introduce our guest for today.
Our guest for today is Dr. Maria Noeline Dano, Director for International Affairs and Deputy Director for the Institute of Governance, Innovations, and Sustainability. She is a licensed environmental planner who led the multidisciplinary team responsible in the formulation of the Comprehensive Master Development Plan of the USTP, AGILA S&T Park.
Thank you, Diana, and welcome, Dr. Dano, here on LunChat. Mayong udto, ma'am.
Mayong udto, nimo diha, Sir PJ. Good afternoon, good noon, everyone.
Yes. Ma'am, we're happy to have you over here at the program LunChat. Mo gini pinakabongga pang year-ender ginato ni for 2021. Ma'am, can you tell us why ang Science and Technology Park nato ginganlan siya Agila, and how crucial is this project to the vision of the university?
Okay, so Agila, that's we actually combine because our S&T Park there touches 3 municipalities, namely Alubijid, Gitagum, and Libertad. So that's why it's Agila. No, and the S&T Park is very crucial. It's so compatible, with the vision of the university, which is basically providing the vital link between education and economy. And so we take note, that in this S&T Park that the university is envisioning, it's basically trying to link also the academe with the industries, and not just industries, but as well as government and communities. So remember that we adopt this quadruple helix model, in collaborating. So that's basically it. Sir Page?
Oh, yes, ma'am. I know dili gid siya sayo nga project, ma'am, coming up with an S&T Park at that. And we would like to know, ma'am, what are the various stages master planning on this project, and kinsa bay involved, kinsa bay mga partners ato and their contribution, so as well we can acknowledge them.
Okay, so basically we followed a process, it was, I would say, a rigorous process in master planning, trying to produce the comprehensive master development plan. We also term this as a land use development and infrastructure plan for the S&T Park. Part of the context, I'd just like to make mention here that the AGILA S&T Park is also hosting the main campus of the university which is just opened last August, so very recently, and that's the USCP Alubijid. And yeah, so we try to follow this this thorough process of like formulating the master plan for this S&T Park. And so basically we had 3 phases. So the first one, we tried to do the site profile and situation analysis, and then as let's say foundation in the development of the plan. And then from there we proceeded to the master planning so that's including already the land use plan, the business and investment plan, and of course the institutional arrangements also that would be needed to make this S&T Park operational. And along those stages, we collaborated with many partners. So we had government players who were part of the process, and because I think it's also good to mention some let's say, I would say, key principles that we adopted in this master planning, and one of those is the master planning being really consultative in nature. And I like to mention that because that's precisely the reason why we had to consult also not only members within the academe, but also key stakeholders and other development players within this part of the country especially. So as I recall, we did some consultations with there were a number, I hope I wouldn't be forgetting some of them, but there were a number of NGAs that we consulted that like in some of our planning workshops, we invited, we had to see to it that they participated in the planning process. So we had representatives from NEDA, for example, NEDA 10, we had representatives from DOST, representatives from DNR, representative from CHED, of course, representatives from DPWH, from DBM, from DSUD at some point. We also consulted them, and there is also that what we call part of the RDC. There is that region Northern Mindanao Regional Government Center Management Task Force, and that task force has it's I think it's like the technical body also that was like involved in as far as the RDC is Regional Development Council is concerned, in relation to the establishment of the regional government centers aside. And part of the one of the members of that task force is the Northern Mindanao the PIEP, Philippine Institute of Environmental Planners, and at some point we've also consulted them. We had a e-session with them discussing presenting the plan, and then after that they've also given us their feedback. It was a very comprehensive feedback actually, and then we are incorporating their feedbacks now, and hopefully will be included as we produce the final master plan. Well, we've completed the 3-volume document, the master plan, and in fact it's approved already by the top decision-making body of the university, which is basically the BOR, the Board of Regents. But then, of course, after that, we still gathered some more feedbacks, and so we're still in the process of also incorporating the feedbacks, the comments that we got. As I've always emphasized, in my earlier discussions about this matter, I've said that we know that planning is an iterative process, and so it wouldn't be surprising if, like, along the way, even if now with with our completed master plan, we still would be open, no, to some improvements.
Correct,
no?
correct.
So we can recalibrate things, for instance, if we need to, because we want things to be as realistic as possible. And so
in short, ma'am, all the bases are covered with the consultations and gathering feedbacks from the stakeholders.
Basically.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'd like also to, before I forget, Sir PJ, no, so aside from the government representatives, we did have representatives also from the industry. So we had, for instance, the Oro Chamber,
the business community.
So the business community basically, and we know the Chamber of Commerce is also composed of different companies, no? So different industry players were also consulted along the way. So there are really too many to mention, I guess. But I think our document could also, if one is really interested to know the details and who were on which agencies and other players were consulted, and they can also refer to our documents.
Yes, ma'am. Curious lang ko, ma'am, how much does this project cost for the university and for the government? 3 stages, ma'am, no? Mga kanusa po di siya mahuman, ma'am. Timeline na to for this S&T Park.
Okay. So the planning horizon for this master plan is 10 years. 10 years basically. So when we say 10-year planning horizon, that would mean then that after 10 years, starting 2021, I suppose, then after 10 years, there'll be updating of the plan. And so we will review it and we'll see how close is it to the realities when the time comes. So that's basically our planning horizon, 10 years. And so the projected budget, for this project is 5 billion, more than 5 billion pesos, no? But that's for that, it's multi-year. So basically, within the 10 years of trying to establish this the S&T parks, no? But that budget would not only be for infrastructure purposes, but we've also have other programs and projects, as we want to make this S&T Park operational. So it's both for let's say hard and soft projects. The 5 billion something that I was talking about. Yes,
that's good to hear, ma'am, know how big this project is, and we need everybody to participate and contribute and be part of this S&T Park. Now, thank you for that, Ma'am Dano. And here's a short. Let's listen into a short trivia from our virtual co-host Diana.
Plants and animals are present in the S&T Park. There are 24 identified species of animals in the area. Most of them are birds, which are endemic and migratory. There are also 32 plant species, which include trees, shrubs, grasses, and vines.
Wow, that's valuable information from Diana and trivia about our S&T Park, the flora and fauna in the area. Ma'am Dano, you mentioned the different stages with master planning. How challenging ba, ma'am, was the whole process, including the coordination, when the whole thing is dictated by the pandemic for the last year and a half, and most of this time, apil ani ang master planning. How difficult was it, ma'am? And if you can mention a few of the challenges that you have experienced along the way.
So we're talking here of the challenges in the planning process itself,
yes,
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because there's also another big challenge that we've encountered, which is the site itself. Because as you know, there is the
topography.
The topography, exactly. You've said it right. So, but in terms of the challenges we've encountered in the planning process, we had to make really some adjustments, because earlier on we didn't expect that we will end up having lots of virtual workshops. But in a way, we've saved lots of money though, because I mean, in terms of like the expenses that could have been incurred if ever we opted for like some but of course there's always upside, no, in having face-to-face conversations, interactive discussions, but then we needed to adjust and adapt, no, the given the situation, given the pandemic. And so we had a series of workshops. Most of those workshops were conducted virtually, actually. So the challenge there, well, I would say yeah, there's a challenge, but in a way it also facilitated, I would say, the fact that it's more virtual, because it would be, I think it was more facilitative of getting the participation from people, because they didn't have to go to the venue,
Yes.
university, for them to participate. And so that's probably one of the reasons why it was highly participated. I mean, most of our workshops were really highly participated, and I would say the challenge there was probably when we started. I mean, I think you're aware that the master plan has kumbaga, dugay na siyang giulat, no, sa university. And so when we were given the task, the planning team was given the task to pursue this, I mean, the pressure was really there, and but then we accepted the challenge that we need to have this done, and we need to hit the target, no, of really producing the master plan, basically. And so
congratulations, Mama. You were able to pull it through because I think one of the hardest part is in master plan, the whole project is the master planning itself. And aside from the topography, the problem of the whole topography, I think I'm confident that it can be addressed, no, with the teams that are handling on this one. Ma'am Dano, who are the potential partners on this project, and na ba yung nag-signify, ma'am, although we are still on the planning stage, the master plan, na to locate at the AGILA S&T Park?
Potential locators, you're saying?
Yes,
Sir PJ? So,
yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now that we have the master plan, we're one of the goals, one of the objectives of the university basically would now be to invite more locators. So there are prospects, and there are already government offices. Well, aside from the industry players, we are also we will be hosting representative offices from the government as well, no? So as early as now, we've already heard let's say expression of interest from various government players. Like, for instance, I know for sure the DOST, for instance. I mean, they need a particular lot there because they want to establish also a regional, let's see, I think it's a laboratory or something. But there is an initiative from their end also, and they want to be located. I mean, have some space within the S&T Park as well. And then there's already an agreement, no, between the university and the Bureau of Fire Protection also, and then they will be establishing their academy, I think.
Training center.
In the area, and that is something also, no, to look forward to. And then even Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, I mean, there is also an expression of interest to locate there. And so there are several government agencies. I just don't want to preempt the process that the RDC is taking this time, because I think they are finalizing the list, no, of which government agencies would really be locating there. But I know that I think there are several yes, government agencies that have expressed interest already. And
but aside from government agencies, ma'am, we're also welcoming any investors that would locate in the area. as well.
Yes, definitely. And so that will be part of the role now of the implementers of this, because our main concern was really our main task was more on like producing the master plan itself.
Yes.
No, but now that we have the master plan, I've actually just recently talked with our president also of the universities, with Dr. Cultura, and I was really trying to emphasize to him how important now are like how important now would be the giving of priority on, let's say, soft programs. By that I mean beyond infrastructure, soft projects, no, like planning out, collaborating, starting the discussions, well, more serious discussions with industry players, for instance. I mean, these have to be started very, very soon, no? Because I think if you remember during the Science and Industry Summit that we've just had, Ms. Ling there of the Thailand Science Park, no, she emphasized the importance of like setting the stage already in terms of like the collaborations with various players, especially the would-be locators. And in fact, she said that like infrastructure is just like, yeah, of course infrastructures are very important, but we have to bear in mind that it's just one of the many things that we need to give importance, no, as far as the S&T Park is concerned. And so in my recent conversation with the president, I actually reminded him of the importance of these so-called soft projects or these initiatives, because although they're termed soft, but then if taken for granted, this would really hit us the hardest, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, so it can make or break, kumbaga. And so I think that's the, yeah, I mean, that's why sometime in the, probably on the first BOR meeting in 2022, the planning team would again be reconvening prior to that, no, because we intend to present some improvement already of the institutional component of the master plan. So we basically would want to emphasize there the how the university could move forward now that I mean, in terms of like doing more preparations, no, beyond infrastructure. And so of course leadership counts, and so we need really we need the university to really have in mind already like who would take the leadership, no, on this. Of course, there's the president, but we need someone who would have some focus, no, in bringing
on this aspect as well. Yes.
That's right.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you for that, ma'am. Now let's hear another trivia from Diana about our S&T Park.
To sustain active community engagement, the AGILA S&T Park shall have a residential area that will house the locators, faculty, staff, and students. Renewable energy, such as solar power farms and small hydro resources, will be utilized to power a substantial area of the S&T Park.
What are the target outcomes of the S&T Park, or unsay importance niya, ma'am, and the impact sa S&T Park in the region?
Okay, Sir Paige, that would be a very, I think, important question to ask as we wrap this up. But I guess if you would allow me, I'd like to read the vision statement for the S&T Park, because that reflects the very significance of this project actually. And especially that we did the master planning with the vision statement of the S&T Park as our guide. So kumbaga, we had the vision, we started, no, with the end in mind. And so as we end this conversation with you, Sir PJ, allow me to read the vision statement for everyone. So here, so the S&T Park, the AGILA S&T Park, no, is envisioned to be a premier university-led S&T Park in the Philippines that hosts a sustainable, climate-resilient, and livable environment enjoyed by diverse, value-oriented, and entrepreneurial community, thriving in a robust, innovative, and inclusive economy supported by smart, green, and state-of-the-art infrastructure systems, and governed by a responsive, transformative, and principled leadership. So notice the 5 development sectors there. So the vision actually touches on social, environmental, economic, institutional, and infrastructure. So basically, that's the very essence of this S&T Park. And also we have this outward looking, or the functional roles that we've envisioned for the S&T Park. So we have these 3. One is that it will be a nexus for innovation and entrepreneurship, promoting a culture of socio-economic transformation and sustained economic growth in the Philippines. Another is that it will be a prime ecotourism and natural laboratory university in the Philippines, championing biodiversity stewardship. And third, it is envisioned to be an attractive and responsive infrastructure and support services facilitative of a sustainable ecosystem for entrepreneurs, innovators, researchers, scientists, and other stakeholders. So I guess, so that's our vision statement for the AGILA S&T Park, Sir PJ.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Dano, for sharing us a lot of information about the AGILA S&T Park in Alubijid. We know the labor pains of coming up with this master plan, and with a lot of involvement from our different partners and contributors for this project. And we are so excited about this S&T Park, AGILA S&T Park, over USTP in Alubijid. Thank you, Ma'am Noeline Dano, ma'am, for gracing our final episode for 2021 over at LunChat.
Thank you also, Sir PJ, and thank you to our listeners out there. So advance Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Noeline Dano, and also thank you to our virtual co-host, Diana. In the University's 7-point agenda dynamic, our AGILA S&T Park falls under letter C, which is continue to strengthen partnership and collaboration among government, academe, industry, and the community to support the implementation and operation of the technology parks and its innovation ecosystem. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. See you next year, Trailblazer. This is USTP's LunChat. Dalay ko ng Diyos.